Hey folks, it's Pat from Bird Brain Model Rails again. Today we're going to discuss several things. First one being, of course, my layout as far as my track is 98% done. I have three mains. If you'll notice, I've got 1, 2, and 3. And in this section I have a siding here on main 1 and a siding on main 3. Now, they come down this way and come back into the mains, so I can pull trains into my sidings and park them and uncouple and recouple and change out engines and freight and all that good stuff. And then I have another siding that starts right here and comes around to the outside running that way. My three mains are right here. Now, of course, there's no landscaping on this section yet, and that's fine. What I found was that, of course, I don't build from paper first. I build from my crazy warped mind. Now, out here on the outside of my table, if you look over here, I have a siding running that way up main number 1. Another siding running to a turntable that runs to a maintenance yard that will have 6 tracks coming off of that. Now, from there, with all that done, it was time to start doing some landscaping, to start making things look a little nicer and making my brain work a little faster. Now, if you look, and I started at my swing gate, which is right here. This is my swing gate that opens and closes. This swing gate is about 5 feet long at its widest point. Actually, it's 62 inches at its widest point. And it's 30 inches deep from here to there. Now, you'll notice I'm not finished building right here yet, and that's fine. But that being said, pardon me, my sinuses are acting up. I started painting my undercoat here, through the entire section of this, in anticipation of using woodland scenic static grass and things of that nature. Well, the other day I ran across something that piqued my interest and curiosity and made me try something. I found this product at Hobby Lobby. This is an instant green all-purpose moss mat. It is 48 inches by 18 inches in a roll, and I bought 2 of them. So because it's HO scale and not N scale, I wanted some heavier underbrush for my wooded areas and my rural areas. So I gave it a shot, and what I did was I went ahead and built my foam structures above my foam here to build a rise with a creek bed in this section, and then a section here with just little hills in it through here. Of course, that all went over the top of the acrylic paint, which is fine. But what I did was, if you look, there's the open roll that I have left. Now, I started hot gluing everything, and this is important, guys. Do not use a high temp glue gun. Use low temp. A high temp glue gun will melt your foam. But, I found at Walmart 24 packs of multi-temp glue sticks for $6 a piece. Oh, and by the way, that moss mat that I found is $20 per bag. Of course, I bought 2 because I knew what I was going to need. So I started at the swing gate because that's basically my main focal point in the center on the outside. And then I've got, of course, left and right. And please excuse the mess. I've got things stacked up everywhere. But anyway, that being said, again, I cut out my foam, carved everything, carved in my creek bed through here. And then I sealed all this with plaster of Paris and acrylic paint. And I let some of that foam drop into the middle of it so that when I pour my realistic water, it lays in that water, which gives it a more realistic effect, in my opinion. Now, again, guys, this is not something that you must do. This is just kind of what I'm doing and what I experimented with. But hopefully it will give you some ideas on what you're doing, especially if you're working on a budget. Woodland Scenics has great products, but they're pricey. Very pricey. So, what I really love about this is when I get down level with it, let me, bear with me a sec. Let me get down here where you can see what's going on. If you notice, you can see the trees and the elevation that's going on. So when my trains run through, and I'll do that for you in just a sec, you run through here. For example, my 2017, which is number 2, comes up. Let's just run that through here so you can see it. And see how the trees and elevation affect the appearance. There we go. So that's what I wanted to accomplish. All right, so that being said, now what's nice about it is I love the real life look. Now over here, when I'm done, I'm going to have a roadway through here for my automobiles. I'll have some more moss in here and out here, and still have room for my ballast on either side of my track. And something else to consider, these little river rocks you see in the layout, from Woodland Scenics, a 4-ounce bag of that costs about $12, or well, $8 to $12. Well, Lowe's carries a 20-pound bag for $9. For me, it was a no-brainer, because I work with HO and O scale. And this moss, what I love about this is it works in HO and O scale. It's too heavy and too thick for N scale. So I'm kind of stuck with Woodland Scenics on that table. To give you an example, let me show you real quick. My N scale table is right here. And this is just an area I've done on that. With the realistic water in the lake and the inclines and tunnels and that kind of stuff. Now, again, this is not a must-do, or I'm no expert, but I do every now and then I come up with a good idea. For those of you guys that are on a budget, this might be extremely helpful for you, because when I got done, like I said, I wanted a little bit heavier underbrush in my wooded areas, so that came out real nice. And again, it's nowhere near done. I've got 2 more bags of trees I got to pull out and add. I've got to add some rocks and some deer and some black bear and some stuff through here. I've got to pull my water into this yet before I add more trees and that kind of stuff. If this is helpful, like, share, and don't forget to subscribe, guys. Have a great day.